Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne, and it's great having you here. I love everyone returning new, all the beautiful subscribers, and the likes and comments are incredibly appreciated, and I thank you for that. Always makes me more eager to do more for you and to evolve as much as I can. And welcome to the Love Sun Sign readings for the month of July. Basically what I do for the newcomers, I just want to explain a little bit of a definition. I read 2 sun sign combinations or connections. And the love category is under whatever type of love it is, since there's so many different types. Every bit as important as the next, but you know, it could be that significant partner, long-time relationship, new relationship, friendship, work relationship, partner, family, you know, animals, I mean, plants, I don't care, but definitely self as well. But we are talking about 2 different sun signs. So, and I do want to make it clear the sun signs are all I'm reading in these particular series. It is one portion, 1/12 to be exact, of who we are and what we represent to the world and to ourselves. The sun sign is our personality. That is the sun shining and illuminating our likes, our dislikes, our interests, you know, what we gravitate towards, what we don't like, you know, just that kind of idiosyncrasies we have, personality traits, basically. And, you know, with all the other planets happening the moment you're born, that beautiful picture that has to do with just you and the moment you're born, time-wise, it speaks so much of what happens in your life, especially when you're aging and you go through the different phases and you study your birth chart and you think, wow, that really is happening. It's uncanny at times, and it's so interesting. So I recommend everybody just, you know, besides the sun sign, just really kind of find that free chart you can get and just delve into your life and the experiences and in regards to relationships. Well, that's just part of our understanding our true nature in regards to another person and through the eyes of another person. I don't think you ever understand yourself more than when you're in a relationship. Good or bad, you know, it is what it is, as they say. So anyway, I'm doing a little more streamlined than I did last month. I'm going around the astrology wheel in order for the first sun sign, starting with Aries, ending with Pisces, and today we're on Aquarius. So I will randomly pick the other connection and see where it goes. And we have Aries. Okay, cool. I haven't seen that in a while, but okay, so I'll talk a little bit about each sun sign and why I think you have strengths and some of your differences. And then I will read your astrology tarot, basically, because there is astrology always connected in tarot. Tarot readings under 4 major categories, also adding my beautiful oracle divinations for special guidance and messages just for the 2 of you for today, which is July 11th, 2020. Wow. And moving onward, the energies are not strictly stagnant ever. They have potential to grow and move through the month and onward sometimes. So we'll speak a little more about that. I'm going to put this here just because it fell, thank goodness, just because it fell out. But I will, like I said, start talking a little bit about each sign. So first we'll start with Aquarius. Well, Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the planet of change, unpredictability, unexpected experiences, science and future thinking. Aquarius is the air sign element with air energies. That represents the mind, thinking, analytical, very much involved in learning, very much involved in expanding the mind, very interested in communication in all forms, whether it be written, spoken, through music, through art, through poetry, through YouTube, a lot of the media, a lot of people, a lot of air elements are very interested and usually very much active in this sort of thing. And also the sign of Aquarius is a fixed sign. So basically they have a determination and they have a will that is kind of unwavering when it comes to their ideals or their opinions. Pretty much set. It has its positive aspects. So I never like to put negative slants on anything I'm talking about. There are challenges at times. Challenges become blessings in my mind. They become opportunities to learn and grow. We can get along with anyone. That's the reality, you know, and we have a little bit of each sign in all of us because in our, once again, birth chart, you know, each house has a different astrological sign. So there's parts of us and understanding of, which is why we're all connected, and there's this one big, beautiful unit is what the world is, this wide web of connection. And it's interesting because that's what Aquarians are about. I mean, they love community. They're a friendly sign. They're a sign that likes to create and invent. They're very original. They are definitely assertive. They are active. They are they love all sorts of people. They love being in charge. They're definitely kind of I would say they're take charge kind of personalities a lot of times. Sometimes, you know, possibly bossy. Liking to be, you know, in charge, authoritative, very much about helping the masses, you know. They're about groups, they're about big, they're about the world, you know. They're not just small, intimate kind of relationships. They're vast, and they're constantly thinking ahead, wanting to know about the future, you know, kind of eccentric in some ways. They're interesting in the way that they can be very, very sociable or very, very much a loner. I mean, they can go both ways. But when they have their mind set or their ideal set, you don't want to jeopardize or cross that in any way. And they might surprise you in their approach on your trying to change that, because it could be something non-significant in your mind, like, you know, possibly an idea they had they wanted to have go through, a habit they don't want to give up. You know, an idea, a place they want to go. Don't stand in their way, and definitely not when it comes to relationships, because when an Aquarius wants somebody in their life, they will absolutely make sure it happens, and they're okay about waiting. Yeah, they're okay with that. They will get it, and they will be very happy in their conquest. And like I said, they're very, very, very kind and friendly. They're known as the water barrier. People think, oh, they're a water sign. No, that just simply means the desire to give, to feed and to nourish, and, you know, all of life. You know, thinking big, thinking futuristic. How can we feed all the people who aren't able to eat? How can we, you know, just thinking in that altruistic, beautiful way, and vibrant, you know, kind of energetic, interested in all sorts of things, certainly interested in art, and definitely in justice and equilibrium for the world. Yeah, loving animals, just very big-hearted, very caring sign. So yeah, and then let's see, what else can I say? I've said quite a bit. Yeah, just the air, you're definitely going to get a good communicator. So if you like somebody who likes to talk and express, you're in the right relationship. And interestingly enough, the next sign is, the sun sign connection today was Aries. So this is something that I've seen throughout the 40 years of my study and documentation and reading and all different things. Beautiful connection. And Aries is a fire sign. So anytime you get fire and air, it's going to be a really interesting, fun, moving, changing, action, you know, excitement kind of relationship. You know, I always use the analogy of the bellows that you would use back in the day to stoke the fire, right? So you got that air, you got to have that air moving to create and make things happen. And it's movable and changeable, but it's important, right? You have to have air to breathe. You have to have air to express. You have to use your lungs to express or sing or, you know, be vocal about things. And So the Aries is the fire and the first sign of the zodiac, and it's all about action. It's all about initiative. It's all about, I'm interested in what I have to say. I want others to know that, you know, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. Very, very, let's see. So Aries is a cardinal sign. So they are the first sign of the zodiac, which also represents the season of spring. So all cardinal signs represent the seasons. So that's the new beginnings, the new opportunities, just newness, you know, kind of a youthful, beautiful, fresh, naive, impulsive, let's make this happen, you know, fearless, action, passionate Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars. Yeah, I think I'm almost right about that. I mean, I'm sorry for having a little bit of question, and I think it's because Mars just went into Aries and will be there for 6 months, and that's going to affect all of us. And if you haven't started feeling that energy or that interesting kind of almost anxiety feeling, it's because Mars is in its perfect, you know, what do they call that? It's so comfortable. It's exalted in Aries. So yes, I believe that is the actual ruling planet of Aries. And so there's that real drive. And it does create, you know, passion sometimes to a point of contradiction and war. And that's Mars is the planet of war and, you know, and fighting and so forth. But that's to stand up for what we believe in. That's to make changes that need to be made. And then once again, that in itself with Aquarian, the change is the wannabe starting something new, originating like the Aries and the Aquarius. It's just great compatibility, and they work together so incredibly well. They're great with communication with each other. So you got the cardinal. Both the Aries and the Aquarians are masculine, so that's the duality that comes with, you know, you've got 6 planets that are masculine and 6 that are feminine. And in ourselves, we always have both. But that's the predominant energy you're going to get from both of those signs. So they have that understanding and they have that ability to just fearlessly go for things, you know. The other thing about Aries is they definitely are independent, as is Aquarian. In fact, an Aquarius is not going to be stopped. And if you do that, you're going to lose that friendship or that relationship, because they like the ability to be have the freedom and the ability to do and perceive and work forward towards exactly what their ideal that I mentioned earlier is set on. And it's usually going to be something that might very easily affect and make a better life for you as well, as far as being their friend or their partner. I mean, yes, both Aquarius and Aries are wonderful and want to work with others, but in their own idea set, they don't want to be stifled, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So they both have that freedom kind of thing, which really works well because they understand that about each other. One isn't going to try to curtail the other or, you know, dominate over the other if they have that innate understanding of that necessary for freedom. It's just a fun and exciting and motivated kind of connection that happens. And I guess, what can I say? So there's the impulsiveness with Aries. And I don't know that that's exactly the case with an Aquarian. I wouldn't say they're impulsive. I think they think things through. And I think they're accepting of that for the most part. I really do. Because like I said, they accept people. They have friends of all different statuses and signs. And they're just willing to work with others, you know. And as long as that communication, which is really important for the Aquarius, is there with the Aries. And that's going to be an individual thing, you know. That's nature versus nurture, as I like to say. It can look good in paper, but all those things are things that you really only know once you meet each other. And then there's that chemistry as well. All in all, really fun, really good times. There's a great deal of passion when it comes to sensuality, sexuality with these two. That is not limited. There's drive, ambition, adventure, always wanting to try some things new, not staying stuck or sedentary. So I think I've spoken pretty much a lot about the overall beautiful aspects as to why this has worked for many, many relationships and can definitely be working for yours. And I hope that's the case. So, but let's move on to your reading. So, like I said, I have it under 4 major categories for the 2 of you specifically. And I'm going to lay those out, and bear with me as I do a little shuffling in front of you. I like to keep the energy fresh and flowing. And if I have any specific messages, I don't usually read reverses at this point. Obviously, the deck is upside down, yeah. Okay. And messages that come through, I always will bring up as well. I know the symbolisms, of course, but sometimes you get the extra ones that I need to share with you. And I like to do the foundation as well. That's kind of the catalyst. That's what's been going on to this point prior to the reading. And I'm getting the 5 of Pentacles. And by the way, I'm using the Art Nouveau Tarot deck, which is a beautiful deck. It was a gift, and it's all gold and glittery and shiny, which is how I feel about your energies and working together. So it seemed appropriate for you now, and certainly for other signs coming up too. So either way, the 5 of Pentacles. So we're talking about the earth energy, the earth element, the grounded, right? The practical things we need, our lodging, our homes, our finances in order, our food, our families, the practical things in our life that, have a lot of impact on how we're doing, how we're feeling. When you see the 5 of Pentacles, this is the depiction that's used in the Rider-Waite deck. The symbolic being, there's a kind of a forlorn and a loss. It feels as though there's a loss in any of these areas on the practical sense of our lives. Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I have gotten this repeated from other readings because of what's happened right now. And yeah, there has been a lot of loss on many levels. And the important thing about this 5 of Pentacles that we all need to understand, and you too as well, which I actually believe you do, is just this reminder and this message coming from love that help and divine guidance is always and always will be with you. And if you look up, and if they look up, right above them, this beautiful, beautiful stained glass window, I suppose, generally representing a church or some kind of spiritual, religious manner. It's right there. It's really in our minds a lot of times. We create our lives, we create our manifestations, and sometimes without meaning to, because we're feeling sad, they're kind of bringing that into our energy, right? But we can absolutely change that in a snap of a finger. And this is recommending that you realize that, and that you are careful about how you're thinking for your own sake, right? I mean, it's not for anybody but you. You need to feel good in order to just be able to progress in your life, in order to share that with others, and the same with other people. It's hard to be around people that aren't happy after so long, right? And we all have to go through our grieving period and such. And this is that kind of thing. It's just reminding you, help is always there. In fact, help is coming. And this is basically a thing of the past. It's what's led up to this moment, this reading. And so moving forward about that, which is I'm really excited about, because let me do this really quickly though. While I'm doing this, I will mention a couple of other very important aspects with astrology happening. We had our 3 eclipses. That was hugely transformational. And for every one of us. But the first one, and it was over, 5.5 weeks? That's usually we only have 2. The first one was June 5th. It was in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the fire sign. Sagittarius is all about higher learning and truth and breaking away from traditions and institutions and just things that aren't working anymore, to put it as simply as I can. And that was a full moon that really brought light to the situation, and a lot of things in that time, if you look or think back a month ago, it was absolutely completely synchronistic as to what was happening in real life for all of us. And then the second one was the eclipse on the new moon on the 21st, the first day of spring, the newness again, the changes, the transformation, the incredible emotional parts of us that were coming to light and just wanting to just reach out and love and fill our hearts and help and be vulnerable and just giving of ourselves and receiving in that beautiful currency that happens in Cancer. It was in Cancer. And the full moon final eclipse was on July 5th, just last week. And that was in Capricorn. That was cementing and making things permanent and structured in our lives, and understanding more and feeling grounded and secure in every aspect, and certainly in our relationships. And it really brought a light to the subject. And basically, you know, we've been in retrograde season for a long time, and we still have the outer planets that will be for a while, but that's normal, and they affect us, but not as much as the personal inner planets, which are Mars, Venus, and Mercury. And Mercury goes forward tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Whew, I'm so grateful. It's been a lot. It's just a lot of delay. A lot of waiting, a lot of being very flexible and patient, and just kind of really just living in the moment, being present. I love to profess that. I love to do it. But I have been challenged that way, and I'm not going to lie to you. And tomorrow, it takes a little time to change that energy, but it is moving forward. Venus moved forward last month. That's the planet of love, our relationships. If they were strained, and it's understandable they would be for a plethora of reasons, that also has improved. Communication, money, which is what Venus represents, information, all coming to the light, thank goodness. So yeah, that was affecting each of you, the two of you, in ways I'm not sure, but there's some real beautiful new energy coming in now. And those eclipses will tell us stories about your relationship, your lives, for months to come, okay? And then in finishing, we have the new moon on the 20th. That's in Cancer. Once again, it's about, you know, our deepest feelings, connections, our heartfelt desires, our dreams, our aspirations. The new moon. I always like to light my new moon intentions. Write down your intentions. It's changing. We see it changing, and it's slow. More so for some of us, as I still await going back to work. But I know in my heart it's happening, and it's time. You know, we're ready. So moving forward with that, your first sign and first, I should say, category is under the category of overall energy. So the last was the up to this point, the foundation, what you were feeling. You have the 10 of Cups. I mean, that is ultimate happiness. That is incredible connection, family, relationships, joy, fun, going out and doing something. I pray you're able to do that, because this is the time to do it before you hit the ground running. As I said, you know, we got Leo season starting on the 22nd. It's about fire, you know, that works really well with both Aquarians and the Aries. So there's a lot of beautiful energy coming through. I know you can feel it. I'm not surprised if you're thinking of moving, or if you haven't moved. You're talking about it, and movement in some way is inevitable for the two of you. Both signs, extremely important. And just in passing, I mean, Aquarius, we had a taste of your energy when, you know, what, April, May, I believe, June. Yeah, with like 3 planets in your sign, Aquarius. So that's what's going to happen next year, 2021. It's all going to be going from all the heavy, serious tradition and conformity of Capricorn to Aquarius, which is light and moving and future thinking and changing for the world, for the betterment, for truth, for justice. Oh, I look forward to that so much. And it'll have its, we have to work through everything in life, right? All of these changes are for the betterment for everybody, but that's coming forth. And this is such a beautiful energy for the two of you. And I feel it. I feel it's already happening. But I really want to emphasize again to utilize it for yourselves now in your lives, your personal relationship right now. Embrace it, embody it. You'll be busy. You'll be keeping busy if you haven't. I'm not saying you haven't been. A lot of people have been working. And I send you energy and love and healing energy every single day. I'm a Reiki master practitioner. I send healing distant energy for restorative, recuperative, seeing the world as a whole beautiful thing, because that's the best way to see things. That's how they become that, and to really feel it. Excellent, beautiful energy for the overall energy. The second category is under possible blessings or obstacles. You have the High Priestess. That's a major arcana. This is absolute knowing. The story of the, Tarot from way back, to simplify it, is this Fool. He starts out the Fool. It's just this open, completely trusting, all conscious spirit, taking the journey of life, right? Not knowing what's ahead. There'll be many, many changes, many transformations, many losses, many gains, many opportunities, and just going for it, right? And then you have the Magician, the first card, and it's the starting to master and understand, yes, I'm always consciousness, but I also have my own personal individual stake, and I have my ego and my desires and my ability to manifest. And then you have the High Priestess card too, also about relationships, but how we work with others, how I can be both the ever conscious I am, higher being, as well as working in the physical world, working in my relationships, believing in my intuition, believing in my gut feelings with everything I am, because it will never lie. Knowing that I'm in the right place at the right time. There's always love available. There's always guidance available. And I am strong in my love and my relationship. And all is good. And the only obstacle to me would be not being aware of that or not listening to the prompts. And interestingly enough, you have the new moon at the bottom, which is representative of the new moon coming. Because every month we have that opportunity to start new, with new ideas, start fresh. It's a cycle, right? Continuous. It never stops. Something that we can rely on. And, when there's a world of things happening we have no control over, trust in your intuition. Your most important guide, always there for you. So that's absolutely beautiful. The next category is under the category of love. And you have the Eight of Swords. So right off the bat, there's a couple of really important things. This is the element of air, so it could very well have to do with you, Aquarius, in this relationship. But what I'm feeling always, and always have with this card, is a restriction. I don't know what that means. It could only mean maybe for a couple of you. It's all in the head, though. It's our thoughts, because air elements are all about their thoughts. They're always thinking. They're always trying to strategize. They're always trying to figure things out through the realm of the mind. And somehow or another, there's been some self-doubts, totally self-inflicted, as I said. And ironically, because I don't know how well you can see this, but there's actually no restriction whatsoever, being as you can see that there's huge spaces between the swords, which represent, the air element. So this is strictly in our mind. So if there's been some confusion and there's been distance, or you're not able to be with your significant love connection, the Aries in your life, let it go. Trust and believe. Right next to this, Oh yeah, you have the ability to make sure that you can create the life you choose. Believe that the restrictions are in your mind and you don't want to lose sleep. You don't want to be thinking that way. Eye on the prize. You know how strong you can be, Aquarians. And if it's not you, it is somebody, perhaps a Libra or Gemini, that is concerning you, or they are concerned and you're concerned for them. It's someone you love dearly. I don't see this being your significant other. I feel like you have concerns of nature, like you do, Aquarius, for the masses or other people, and you're wanting to work it through for them. And I say just kind of let things ride for now. Everything's going to fade away, and those thoughts, like dreams or clouds, they kind of just come and go, right? They're never permanent. But you have great love and you have great concern, and just know that, you know, it's about this, you know. Hard to always have those thoughts, I know, because they come in our mind, and you just have to snatch them as soon as you feel them and say, nope, I changed that channel. I don't choose to do that. So yeah, that is your love category. And yeah, you're in control. You know what to do. You know what to think. This is interesting. It's right next to it, but in the next category is the category of finances. And you have the Six of Cups. And this is the water element, and we're like hugely in water, like I said. We're in Cancer season, which is of course the water element. Emotion, memories, just, you know, things and people and circumstances and nostalgia really affecting you right now. And maybe thinking about how you used to make money, maybe thinking about an old job, perhaps. Maybe you worked with this connection of yours, or you're still working together and you're both putting your mind together and you're going, we could take that idea from then and add this to now, because you're very, you know, original, and you're always wanting to think of new ideas, something outside the box. And you're collaborating, and you're knowing those cups are going to be filled, both on emotional but also a financial realm, and you're going to make it happen. This is a beautiful, happy, this is a happy card. This is a successful, happy, joyful, a lot of times, yes, reminiscing. I wouldn't be surprised if people come back into your future, or your past, excuse me, and perhaps want to assist you financially. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They could be very instrumental in this for the two of you. I don't know, you know, in-laws, parents, it doesn't matter. But there's great love and help here, and happiness. Or maybe you're spending money on others and you want to go on a trip and you want to just take this time, like I said, because it is very family oriented and very much about the happiness. That makes both of you very, very content with each other when you know that you're helping those around you. You're certainly your family. And family means different things to different people. So it doesn't have to be your nuclear family or what have you, but beautiful. Money's good. A lot of people haven't actually been affected by money, but a lot of people have. So I like to incorporate that as a category for sure. And then I also add lately one of my favorite oracle divinations, and that is money and the law of attraction. Money is an energy. I know that you realize that. I think you understand that, the two of you, and you probably, you know, use this methodology of realizing what we think is what we create. What we feel is absolutely what we bring into our lives, and just allowing and accepting and changing our pattern of thinking that may have been with us since we were very, very young. And for the better, and for the strength, and for money, because it's unlimited possibilities. And I'm going to read to you what it says. And I think I just got another repeat. Yes, the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. It's number 17, and that becomes 8. I did just read this. It's another repeat. It's so important right now. If there's any issues whatsoever around finances, listen to these wonderful guidance messages. 7 plus 1 is 8, which is all about manifestation. It's all about power and success. It is incredible abundance in the numerology scale. Love 8s. The realization that something is not as you want it to be is an important first step. But once you have identified that, the faster you are able to turn your attention into the direction of a solution, the better. Because a continuing exploration of the problem will prevent you from finding the solution. The problem is a different vibrational frequency from the solution. And all thoughts or vibrations are affected by or managed by the law of attraction. It always goes back to that. And the thing is I didn't know for so long that even if we say, oh, I never want to do that again, you were thinking, oh, I never want to do. The word never and thinking about what you never want is exactly what's going to come in there. It's simple, but it makes sense, and it's just something we have to know and then experiment with. Try it on a small scale with a small thing, see what happens. It has changed my life. And if nothing else, you feel better anyway. You don't want to be burdened down with things you don't have any control over at this time. There's always changes, things that the mystical part of life, things we may not be seeing, but are absolutely happening at all times. There's constant change and movement. And this is beautiful. I'm telling you, when you see an 8 in any way, check it out in the future, take a note. If the date adds up to 8, if you're doing something or you're doing maybe some gambling, try the number 8. It's remarkable how that vibrational energy of 8 is incredibly powerful and abundant. And now we go on to the Sun Dancers. Beautiful purple card. This is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realm by Colette Baron Reed. Wow. I aspire to be so affluent, if that's a proper word, in my speech and the ability to express to you incredible loving energy, upliftment, joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance, yet again. Okay. Number 32, which represents 5, that's change. That's working through challenges, working through the difficulties, you know. 5 is the most changeable number, the most transformational number. And the message for you is, as your ally, the Sun Dancers celebrate you now and remind you of the laws of success and praise. Anything you place your attention on will manifest an experience. So the laws are always perfect. Expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of mystical magnetic energy, drawing circumstances to you to create the reality you envision. Gotta see it and believe it. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance the victory dance as your greatest dreams are realized, and watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the divine. Gosh, those are words to live by. All things are possible now. Dance the joy of being and celebrate your life in abundance today. There's no promise for tomorrow, right? And that's abundantly clear as well. This is absolutely beautiful. And then last but not least, your super attractor manifestation card, once again, all about the energy. What are we putting out? What do we want back? Directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Thrive to your heart's desire. Thrive in your relationship. Thrive in your power, your ability to manifest. Wonderful, wonderful reading for the two of you. I sense a lot of fun and genuine love and concern for each other. I sense absolute support. And I'm just really grateful that you stopped by. I hope you truly like this. And do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, share. It helps my channel immensely. And I want to continue to be here for you as long as I can. So in the meantime, take great care of yourself. Be safe. Things are changing. And they're changing for the better. So until next time, bye for now.